because I am the host of the Startup Canada podcast today. But today we're doing a webinar, and today's webinar is really going to help you to key in on some fundamentals that I think a lot of business people are not really focusing in on, yet they really should. And if you focus in on them, then I can pretty well guarantee you'll have a good level of success. So my name's Corbett. I'm pleased to be your host for today's presentation. We're going to share with you some good content. Then at the end, we're going to share with you some cool stuff that's happening with Startup Canada and my company, Coaching by RockSTARS. So this is a sit back and relax type of thing. If you do want a copy of the presentation afterwards, then just reach out to Rochelle. I can make a copy of the presentation available to her. So welcome, and away we get started. All right, I just have to make sure that we've got this covered now. Now I'm screen sharing. Now I'm doing this as Rochelle tells me to do. And there's the presentation. And I'm going to assume, because I'm not hearing from Rochelle, that everything is a go and you guys can hear me. So yeah, welcome to today's presentation, everybody. It's Coaching by RockSTARS. We really believe that entrepreneurs are going to save the world, and we're going to share with you some really cool information today on our presentation, which is defeating business failure. So as I mentioned before, my name is Corbett. I'm the host of Startup Canada's podcast. I've been an entrepreneur for over 19 years now in all kinds of various capacities, industries, and so on. I wouldn't trade my journey for anything. I love what I do, even with all the scars, but of course all the views from the top of the mountain are really great also. So hang tight, and we're going to get started on our presentation. Oh yeah, I just wanted to reference one thing is, really pleased and honored to be part of Startup Canada. And I know all you folks on the webinar today are supporters. I was lucky enough to be a founding board member with Victoria and her team when we started out. And so I've been hanging out with this cool tribe for a long time and look forward to many more years doing the exact same thing. But one of the things that really pisses me off is this statistic right here. And it's that 8 out of 10 businesses fail. And this is cited from Forbes magazine. And I think we kind of know all the stats that are out there. And to me, one of the main reasons why this is the case is because a lot of entrepreneurs don't really know the rules of the game, let alone how to use those rules in playing the game. And through organizations like Startup, podcasts, all kinds of other organizations, we are slowly but surely starting to switch that around. And my goal is to have 8 out of 10 businesses succeed versus fail. And it's just because the basic foundation isn't there, but we're slowly but surely getting there. And actually, here's another interesting statistic, that there's only a certain percentage of companies that make over $1 million in gross revenue per year, and that number is actually 1%. So this is kind of my why. This is why I do these things that I'm doing now. This is why I believe entrepreneurs are going to save the world and why I want to help them. It's because I want to switch those stats from 8 out of 10 fail to 8 out of 10 succeed and make this into a much larger percentage. So this is what defeating business failure is all about today. And really want to thank you again for joining the presentation. I hope you get some great value off of it. So there's a couple of mistakes that typically entrepreneurs, small business people go through from the very beginning. The first one is that they fail to get professional help. Mistake number 2 is they don't know the fundamentals required to successfully market their business and attract as many new clients as their business can handle. And number 3 is that they have no idea how to use those fundamentals to generate immediate and long-term cash flow. And the famous Zig Ziglar said, cash might not be the most important thing in life, but I think it ranks right up there with air. And he was bang on. It is a very important thing to have for the success of your business. And so, you know, here's what true marketing professionals, who true business professionals know. They know specifically how to deal with mistakes number 2 and number 3. And what's that? Well, it's really because they know about the marketing equation. And that marketing equation will allow you to quit competing on price. It will allow you to sell your product or service for what it's really worth, drive in more leads, increase your marketing response by 10 times to more than 100 times, and convert a higher percentage of those leads, dramatically increase your number of sales, and so on, ultimately creating a profit faucet that you'll have total control over. And this is all about defeating business failure. You increase revenues, you increase profits, business failure disappears. But the first thing is that you must understand what marketing is supposed to do. It's supposed to capture the attention of your target market and really give them the hope that your marketing will give them enough information to help them make the best decision possible with buying whatever yours are going to sell. You need to lower the risk of taking the next step in the buying process, and if necessary, continue to educate the prospects. And you know, really what I regard this process, what we're suggesting here is that, ladies and gentlemen, if you regard business as simply just a dating game, then your mind shifts totally to the things that you need to focus in on. And that's the customer, what their needs are, how to speak to them, and so on. And that's ultimately what marketing. That's all dating is. It's just a marketing process. But if you don't date your customers properly, then you're not going to have any success with them. And most businesses, unfortunately, use a tactical marketing approach instead of a strategic approach. And the distinction between the two is a huge one. And you need to be acutely aware of it. You see, many businesses mistakenly assume that when you talk about lead generation, you're automatically talking about tactical lead generation, which is placing ads, sending out mailers, doing websites, going to trade shows, implementing a prospect follow-up system. The strategic kind of part of the coin, though, is totally different. What it's about, sorry, I just moved ahead there on the presentation. What the strategic side is all about is simply how you relay the messaging, not what tool you use to ultimately relay that. And when lead generation results are poor, businesses tend to always blame the medium, the tactical part of the plan, without any regard for how good or bad the strategic messaging is in that marketing piece. And how's that happen? Well, here's the reason. Most businesses rely on heavy platitudes. They talk about have the lowest prices, the best service, family-oriented, we offer convenient hours, the best value, blah, 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 blah. They barf all over somebody talking about themselves versus what is important for the customer or the prospect to hear. You know, of course, all human beings want the best deal when we buy something. However, when platitudes are used in marketing, as I just conveyed, there's absolutely no way to tell who is offering the best deal. They're wallflowers. Everybody looks exactly the same along the wall. And so what do we end up doing if everybody looks and talks and quacks exactly the same? Well, we default to calling on the business which is offering the lowest price. And that's just wrong, wrong, wrong. When you can't communicate the true value to your business that your business offers, you're doomed to forever compete on price. And that's where failure starts to kick in, because only that group of companies or company that has the most money will win in that game, because they can just outlast you. The marketing equation is going to change all of that forever. So here's what the marketing equation is all about. The first thing is that you have to interrupt your prospects. You have to get their attention. Remember, it's a date. You've got to get their attention. The interrupt is basically your headline and your marketing. If it's in print, it's the first thing you say. If your marketing is on radio, TV, or website. But it's the very first thing that your prospect sees or hears in order to get their attention. The second thing is engage, and this is where we give the reader, the listener, the person you want to date, the promise that the information is forthcoming that will help the prospect make the best buying decision possible. This is the job of ultimately what we call the subheadline, or the next part of the conversation that you're having with your client. The third component is educate, where you give the information that allows your prospect to logically understand how and why you solve the problem they're facing. Detailed, quantifiable, specific, and revealing information. This is what's important. This is the body of your ad or your website or your radio or whatever, where you reveal to your prospects the important and relevant information they need to know when making a good decision, and that you and your business alone provides that to them. And the fourth and final component is your offer. And this is where you offer a low-risk way to take the next step in your sales process. You can do that in all kinds of different ways, by offering a free marketing tool, brochure, seminar, audio or video or whatever. And you kind of see in the bottom right-hand corner, you see the date happening. Make it easy to continue the relationship in your marketing communications plan. Your offer will allow your prospect to feel in control of their final decision to call and potentially buy from you. Interrupt plus engage plus educate plus offer totally, ladies and gentlemen, will give you market domination. Unfortunately, most marketing today only contains two of these components. Interrupt. They throw something familiar or unusual, and once they grab your attention, they make some type of offer, such as call now for whatever. And they leave out the engage and the educate piece, and marketing seldom succeeds when that happens. Think about the dating game again. Hi, my name's Rivers. Yeah, I jump and I shout and I yell and all that kind of stuff. Now, when you want to get married, that doesn't happen that way. You've got to go through the process of actually educating and engaging your prospects so that they have got some interest in what it is that you're doing. So the only this type of marketing does succeed is when they can afford to run the marketing over and over nonstop. And after hearing slogans thousands of times, finally we remember them. But as I was saying before, a business like yours probably doesn't have $1 billion marketing, so you can't successfully market your business unless you follow the entire dating equation. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Not the marketing equation, it's the dating equation. So here's an example of a moving company. I'm going to give you some examples now so that you've got a sense of what it is that I'm talking about. I'm going to take a drink of water here. So this moving company was a client of ours, was on the verge of bankruptcy. They were paying $3,000 a month for a full yellow page ad, and they were averaging just 70 calls per month. Their conversion ratio was 16%, so that meant that out of the 70 calls per month, they were getting 11 moving jobs. Their ad, when you take a look at it, didn't follow the marketing equation. The only component they had was an offer. And then they listed all the generic Me Too services. Local and long distance. Well, frig, I would hope so. You'd go local, residential, and commercial. Sorry, we only move residential people. We don't do commercial. I love it. It is so true on how we talk to our customers. Platitudes, barf, barf, barf. It means nothing. Reliable and careful. Oh, that's fantastic. I would prefer to get the moving company that isn't reliable and careful. Fully licensed and insured, free estimates, quality service at reasonable rates. How many of their other competitors can say the exact same thing that they do right here? All of them can say it. I actually want you to take a look at your own marketing. And actually, it follows this format. Is the marketing that you have, is your name at the business of your business at the top of everything? Do you then list your products or services in the middle? And then there's a layer of worthless and meaningless platitudes such as lowest prices, high quality, and best rates. And I'm not talking about just traditional ads. I'm talking about all that stuff that's on the internet also. Are you doing it with this approach? 99% of all small businesses actually follow this formula, and then they wonder why they aren't generating any quality leads whatsoever. So you gotta offer through the marketing equation or the dating equation. Interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. Okay, now the moving company, by the way, didn't change anything they were buying. All they did, in this example I'm showing you, is change the methodology, the messaging, the positioning of the messaging, and still use the same medium. So first of all, what they did is they identified what their customer's biggest problem was. And this is an important process you need to go through when it comes to repositioning yourself in the marketplace. Damage was the first thing. 70% of all moves resulted in something being damaged. And so we took that and we created what we call a market dominating position around that specific hot button issue. And you know what? This is where it came to. All the moving companies listed in the yellow pages for our clients said they were fully insured. Well, duh, they all have to be fully insured. But the key is that the public had no idea what fully insured really meant. Well, legally, a moving company has to claim they are fully insured to their customers, but it's done on a per pound of damage. The national average is 40 cents per pound. So if a mover destroys a $5,000 television set, they're only legally obligated to pay $40, which is the 40 cents times 100. Unfortunately, if a customer isn't aware of this until after the damage has taken place, then they actually receive that minuscule reimbursement. So what we did is our client provided their customers with what is known as full replacement value. And they could afford that because they had the appropriate packing process in place and they carried a $5,000 insurance deductible. The key right now is they had a market dominating position. And all that's left now is to take that market dominating position and follow the marketing equation. So here's what happened. Look at the difference in the ad, in the way it's conveyed. And again, this could be what you show on your website. This could be a part of your landing page, whatever. But look at the difference in this headline. Last year, more than 4,000 damage and negligent lawsuits were filed against moving companies. Do you not think if I'm in the market for a moving company, this is talking directly to me? Absolutely. Next, what came is another component, which is the engage piece. Ask any mover these two questions to ensure you won't be victimized or ripped off by deceptive industry practices. Man, they got the client now. The client is in here. The client would be a fool to not go to go away from this opportunity to ask these questions. What are the questions? They are all centered right here. Question 1, question 2. And then it turns around and we make an offer that is an easy offer. It's not buy from us. It's let's talk. Let's continue on with the date. And here it's cool. Even if you don't move with us, call and get our free moving company comparison checklist. So now I have a reason to contact them. It's free. There's little obligation on my part except to give my name and contact information. And of course, now I have a credible relationship with this prospect, which can turn into a customer. Well, indeed, this is what happened. 70 calls went to 955. True story. 16% went to 68% conversion rate, and they actually had to partner with 4 other competitors just to handle the volume. It was crazy. Those 4 competitors actually brought out the company 9 months later for a nice little sum of money. The point is that the company ultimately changed the strategic message in the yellow pages, and they didn't spend an extra cent. Imagine if you could do the same with your marketing when you look back upon it. Are you understanding what your market dominating position is, and are you following through with the marketing equation to ultimately deliver that? Okay, well, we just covertly covered mistakes number 2 and 3 just by going over that. The second biggest mistake is that business owners make is they don't know the fundamentals required to successfully market their business and attract as many new clients as their business can handle. We've just shared that with you in conveying the marketing equation. Or actually say, I am going to change that to the dating equation. I like that much better. But now you know the fundamentals and you can use them to outmarket and to outsell your competition. Congratulations, you know how to do it now. You can create a dominating position for your business and insert that position into your market by following our marketing equation to the letter. It's so easy once you know how to do it and why you're doing it. The third biggest mistake usually that people make when it comes to marketing their business and generating leads is they have no idea how to generate immediate cash flow, which is critical for any business. And when you follow the marketing equation in any type of the marketing that you do, from your business cards to your company website, the financial results are instantaneous and immediate. And here's what's key though, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you need to speak the same language on everything that you do. Not just one piece of marketing, not just your business card, but all aspects. And they all must follow that exact formula I've just conveyed to you. Market dominating position, and then the dating equation. Here's another example of a child psychologist. Now look at this. This guy's name's Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith, this is what he had. This is a landing page. For those that don't know what a landing page is, this is a page which is on the internet that Dr. Smith would send his prospects to through some type of direction, and they would find out more what he's about. The first thing he talks about, look what's up on the top left-hand corner. It's his logo, terrificparenting.com. Fantastic. So we're going to talk about Dr. Smith. I don't want to talk about Dr. Smith. I want Dr. Smith to solve my problems. So that's not what's important up there. The next thing, it's parenting advice and resources from Dr. John Smith. And by the way, look at the happiness that's happening on the ad. Well, that's not real life for the people that he's trying to attract. Here's another, his offer, by the way, the thing to the left is him giving some education. So he's trying to engage his clients and educate them. And his offer is The Secret for Parents, a special report on how you can learn the secrets of nurturing and well-behaved children. Well, I don't have a nurturing and well-behaved child. My child is a out-of-control monster. And so you need to be able to deal with that particular messaging for Dr. Smith. So what did we do? We changed it. And look at what we changed it to. Again, just change the messaging. This is the headline. Are you sick and tired of the yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Phew, talks right to me, right to my heart and my head. I'm saying that's talking to me, not looking for well-nurtured kids. Next thing that we talked about in this particular ad, discover the secrets to controlling your child and instantly restoring peace and quiet in your home. And if you've ever been in this position where your child is out of control, particularly for a long period of time, this is speaking to you. We then get into the video representation where Dr. Smith conveys a little bit more about why he is the person and his system is the person to be able to help to restore the peace. And then it turns into give us some more information that you can learn the secrets to gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds. And look what's at the bottom. His logo. So it is in regrouping. Totally changed his business around, by the way, and he got the type of people that really needed his help. More leads, more conversions, and he was helping people that he could help and be totally different in his marketplace. So just to regroup, the second mistake that business operators make is they don't know the fundamentals required to successfully market their business and attract as many new clients as their business can handle. Mistake number two is they have no idea how to use that marketing equation to generate immediate and long-term cash flow. And now we're into mistake number one, because you already know how to deal with mistake number two and mistake number three. Mistake number one, and it's crazy when you think about it, name one professional athlete who doesn't have a coach. They all have a coach, but for some reason, we kind of argue, well, do business owners really need professional help? Well, in my humble opinion, the school system has not prepared us to properly start and to run businesses. So it's best to get help along the way. People that have been there, people that have systems that can help you do and implement the things such as the marketing equation. Small business owners need professional help to help them move forward on their business and guide them and give them what they need in order to be successful. you know what? They do need some level of business case coaching. So we're about 5 minutes away and then we'll be finished. So what my company has done with the great folks from Startup Canada is we've recognized that there's an increasing demand for good, effective, affordable coaching to help the community, the Startup Canada community, ultimately get to where they want to go. Remember, our goal is to have 8 out of 10 businesses succeed in the first 5 years. And Startup Canada recognizes that's our mission, and they want to help you and their community receive that. And so that's why we started a coaching business. This is a national coaching business with a national team of experts across the board that can focus in on the things that we just talked about and much, much, much more. Here's some of the things that we have waiting for you if at all you're interested in exploring being a part of this coaching process as a client. We'll do a complete diagnostic on your business to determine the steps you need to take in order to grow your business from where it is now to where you really want to be. And that's fundamentally where a lot of the mistakes are made with clients today. They don't even know where they are at, let alone where they need to go. From there, we'll develop and provide you with a customized marketing roadmap to follow, removes all the guesswork. We'll tell you where you need to start, the exact online presentations you need to review, and we'll literally take you by the hand and lead you to success. We'll also provide world-class step-by-step internet marketing and business building content, such as video libraries, strategy libraries, marketing resource libraries, profit strategy libraries, and much more. And we'll provide some really cool bonus content specifically designed to add immediate cash flow, such as giving you access to weekly group coaching, giving you access to weekly e-learning lessons that not only teach you what you should do, but why you're doing it. And we don't want you to become reliant on other people your entire life. We want you to become self-sufficient, and this allows you to do that. And we also have weekly Ask the Experts calls. We also give you unrestricted access to a proprietary time management program that allows you to get focused on your highest income producing activities, get rid of the draining ones, take back your time with your family, and really start living a lifestyle you deserve. You see, I'm a firm believer you should work in your business if you want to, not because you have to. And our coaching relationship, business coaching relationship, through the good folks at Startup Canada allows them to deliver that type of value-added proposition to our membership. And when I say ours, I'm a part of the community also, just like you are. We have 2 programs that we offer through Startup Canada. The first one is what we call the Startup Entrepreneur. This is really a self-directed membership-based program. It's for $597 for the year. Startup Canada beat us up. It's usually $997 per year, so you get a $400 discount because you're part of the community. We have another program which is a Growth Entrepreneur. That's $597 per month. Regular rate is $997. We do require you to spend at least 3 months with us. Why that one's per month is because you actually get one of the national team coaches working with you one-on-one. And that comes with weekly connections, weekly guidance, and working with you with our overall system and wrapping around their experience. And why are we offering this overall is because you guys are asking for it. The community is asking for help. It's asking for coaching, and we wanted to do it in a very effective way, but also a very affordable way. This is darn good value, ladies and gentlemen. So how does it ultimately work? Well, ultimately, we need to get in contact with you. And so what we need you to do is fill out your name, first name and last name, telephone number, email address, and of course, the organization that you referred to it by, which is Startup Canada. And this is the website that you go to, coachingbyrockstars.ca/one-on-one coaching. Coachingbyrockstars.ca, one-on-one coaching, one-on-one coaching. And I promise you, this is all a process that will explore what's best for you. As the CEO and the founder of Coaching by Rockstars, it is easy, it's simple, and I know that I don't want to offer any hassles to you guys. This is a no hassles promise. Come and discover the value we got. Come and discover the extra opportunities you have because you're part of the Startup Canada community to really bring some cool benefits to your company and helping them be the 8 out of 10 that succeed versus the other way around. So I hope this has been a great value to you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it's been time well spent. I know these fundamentals has helped me build my organizations to well over $1 million a year in revenue, and I know that we can help you with that also. So I don't know if there's any questions that are out in the audience. Rochelle? I don't know what I do next with this particular.
Hi, Rivers.
There you are. Fantastic.
I didn't see any questions come in, but if anyone does have any questions, feel free to tweet at us or so at Startup Canada or at Rivers Corbett. We'd be happy to get back to you. And you guys have my email from the Eventbrite link, so feel free to reach out, and yeah, we'll connect later.
And you have a copy of the presentation too, Rochelle, so if you want to give that out to people, feel free to do that. But thanks so much for helping me organize it.
You're very welcome. Thanks everyone for coming. Bye, Rivers.
Bye, everybody.